under JEE frameworks, distributed application frameworks. Yeah, these frameworks are basically given based on which programming? Web services programming. Come on, web services. Okay, Spring REST is the module. Jersey Metro, all these are the frameworks which allows what? Web services programming in framework style. Come on, guys. Okay, web services are there to develop what? Distributed application. What is distributed application? It's a client server application where both client and server are what? Software application. They simply talk about server to server communication, right? GPay, PhonePe, all these comes under distributed applications or not, guys? Lastly, we discussed about what? Big data frameworks. Yeah, big data frameworks are given for what purpose, guys? Yeah, big data is a data that is beyond processing capacity and storing capacity. Such data cannot be stored in regular database software in regular computers. We need a different technique. Come on. We need a different technique to store and process the data. What is that? Take multiple computers in a network and try to store huge amount of data in multiple computer and control and process the data by using certain algorithms, right? Yeah. Yeah, what are the big data frameworks that are available in the market, guys? Okay, Apache Hadoop, Apache Spark, guys. So both are there to process and store huge amount of data, but Spark is 100 times faster than what? Hadoop, guys. Got the point, guys? Right. Shall we get into today's discussion? Based on the kind of programming we do, there are two types of Java frameworks. Based on the kind of programming we do, there are two types of Java frameworks. Okay, guys. Yeah, tell me, guys. Number one, invasive, invasive Java frameworks. Number two, non-invasive Java frameworks. Invasive Java framework, non-invasive Java frameworks, guys. Right. Now tell me, guys, invasive Java frameworks. Yeah, now listen, guys. While doing application development with the invasive Java framework, the classes of application will be forced to implement framework API interfaces or will be forced to extend from framework API classes. Will be forced to implement framework API interfaces or will be forced to extend from framework API classes. That means application development is tightly coupled with the framework API. Are you understanding my point? Tightly coupled with the framework API. That means tomorrow you didn't like X framework. You want to move these classes and execute in Y framework. Can you do it? Can you do it, guys? Can you do it? No, you cannot do it, guys. Because the super classes implemented by our classes, sorry, the super classes extended by our classes, the interfaces implemented by our classes, do you think they will be there in another framework, new framework? No. You will get problems or not. What invasive framework says, guys, hey programmer, come to me, do coding with me, having dependency with my API, and stay with me forever. Don't try to move to other places. I don't allow. You are tightly coupled with me. Once you committed, you have to stay forever with me. Got it? I hope you are understanding my statement, guys. Yeah, it is like what you know, marriage commitment, guys. Once you committed, okay, it's a 60 years project, guys. Invasive frameworks are like what? Marriage commitment. You like or not like, you have to continue that for next entire life. Understanding my point there? Okay. Someone is saying that diverse option is there. Diverse option is there. Both should feel that, not one person. Not one person, right? Okay. And that in Indian culture, we never think much about diverse, right, boss? You know that. Okay, boss. The uh, the classes of application development, the classes of application development that takes place using invasive frameworks makes the should implement or extend framework API. Come on, guys. Interfaces or classes should implement or extend framework API interfaces or classes. Okay. The classes of application development are tightly coupled with framework API. Tightly, or what do you mean by tight coupling, boss? The degree of dependency is more. What is that? Degree of dependency is more. Understanding my statement? Degree of dependency is more. Come on. The degree of dependency is more, guys. Now listen. The classes of application development cannot be moved, okay, moved and used in another frameworks because, okay, because they are tightly bound with, they're tightly bound with, tell me, current framework API, current framework APIs. Understanding my statement, guys? Cannot be used in another framework because they are tightly bound with current framework API. Okay. Examples, guys. What are the examples, boss? Struts is the why struts is outdated. There are many reasons. One big reason is what? Struts application development is what? Invasive development. What do you mean by invasive development, guys? Whatever class we develop, each class should implement or extend from struts API. Come on, struts API interface or class. So you have written beautiful business logic of EMI calculation in struts environment. Come on, can we move that class to another framework? No. Why? That class should implement or extend from struts API interface or what class. So that's why you have to keep that class forever with the struts API. Forever with what? Struts environment. Forever you have to execute those logics in what? Struts framework only. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Yeah. Marriage kind of life commitment. Okay, guys. Marriage kind of life commitment, guys. Okay, now listen. Application 1 in struts framework. Application 1 in struts framework. Yes, guys. Hundred classes, 100 user-defined classes having logics. 100 user-defined classes having logics. Okay. Each class implements or extends from struts API interface or class, guys. Each class implements or extends from struts API interface or class, guys. Okay, guys. Now tell me here. This is another framework. We have JSF framework. We have JSF framework, which is a web application framework. Okay. Can we move these classes here? Can we move these classes here? Okay. Application 1 classes cannot be moved to another same category framework for execution. Right, what is this? Invasive framework says Framework says to programmer, a programmer, come to me, use me, and stay with me forever. Stay with me forever. Yes or no, na? Come on, guys. Girl says to, okay. Girl says to boy, boy says to girl in marriage commitment. Okay. Let's travel together forever. So don't try to go here and there in the middle. Yes or no, na? If you try to go here and there, I will go to police mama. Please enjoy learning, yaar. Just enjoy learning. Don't feel it's a job kind of thing. I'll make learning is enjoyment. Okay, guys. Non-invasive. Yeah, starts 1.x only invasive, guys. 2.x onwards non-invasive, guys. Come on. Okay. Okay. 2.x is non-invasive. Non-invasive. I hope you enjoyed it. Non-invasive frameworks. And I use this word invasive, non-invasive almost daily in the classroom. Okay. Now listen. Here. Okay, guys. Right, guys. Now listen carefully. Here, the classes of application development, okay, are ordinary classes, guys. That means they will not implement any framework specific interfaces, or they will not extend from framework API classes. They're totally ordinary. That means the classes of application development are loosely coupled with the framework API. So you can take the same classes and you can move them to other framework for execution. What in non-invasive framework says, hey programmer, come to me, use me, complete your application development with ordinary classes, execute the application. The day you feel, okay, you are not happy with my framework facilities, take your classes because those classes are ordinary classes. Okay, and go and execute same classes code using another framework environment. Or do one thing, you stay here, replace my framework API jars. Okay, replace my framework API jars with another framework API jar file. Same code will execute in another framework environment. Yes or no? Na? So that much flexibility it gives, guys. Alright, today X framework is popular. That's why we have coded using X framework. Tomorrow, if Y framework is popular, when you decided to move your code to Y framework, there should not be what? There should not be any restriction. No, you have given commitment, you have to stay with me kind of thing. And the two technologies are trending day to day. Frameworks are trending day to day. Your logics may remain same, but we want to enjoy new facilities that are coming in frameworks, right? Okay, it is like joining in the company without bond, guys. Joining in the company without bond. As long as you are comfortable in the company, as long as company comfortable with you, you will work for a company. If none of you, any one of you not comfortable, yeah, you have a freedom to go away. They have a freedom to remove you. Yes or no? Na? is like a rented house, guys. How many days you are comfortable, how many days you have work in that city, you can stay in the home. You can stay in the house, right? Once work is over, you are not comfortable with the house or owner is not comfortable with you, you can vacate and move to another home. Yes or no? Na? Boy and girl in what? Relationship. Boy and girl in relationship, guys. How many days they are what? In comfortable position, they will continue the relationship. The day they don't have comfort, the day they have got other priorities in life, they will separate. They will break up. Understanding my statement, guys? So it's a non-invasive framework, guys. Non-invasive framework says, hey programmer, come to me, use me, develop your, execute your code in my framework environment. I know you never leave me, but if you still want to go, your karma go. If you still want to go, your karma go. Understanding my point? Right, guys. Okay. Someone is saying that, sir, what about super classes implemented by our classes, interface implemented by our classes? My dear Bindu Prasad, we will be developing entire code using ordinary classes. Okay. Understanding my statement, guys? Right, guys. Tell me. Here, the classes of application development are ordinary classes. That means they need not to implement framework API class. They need not to implement framework API classes or not to extend from framework API in classes. They need not to implement framework API classes or they need not to extend from 1 minute here interfaces. Extend from framework API classes. That means the classes of application development are loosely coupled with the framework APIs are loosely coupled with the framework APIs. Next, loosely coupled with the framework APIs. Yeah, the classes of application development can be moved to other frameworks for execution. Next one, guys. Other frameworks for execution. Okay. It is like joining in the company without bond. Or, okay, what is that? Um, boy, girl in relationship. Yes, boss. Right. Okay. What are the examples, guys? Example. Almost all latest frameworks, guys. Starts the 2.x, JSF, JSF. Okay. Spring Boot. All latest frameworks are what? Non-invasive frameworks, guys. And when I say Spring is non-invasive, when I say Spring is non-invasive, all Spring modules are non-invasive. Are you understanding? When I say Spring Boot is non-invasive, almost all modules of Spring Boot are what? Non-invasive. Everyone getting my point, guys? Yes. Okay, array starts 2.x is outdated, Rava. Application 1 in Hibernate. Application 1 in Hibernate. Okay. 50 plus user defined classes as ordinary classes having logics, as ordinary classes having logics. Okay, guys. What is a similar same category framework for Hibernate, guys? Okay, here we are having IBATs. Here we are having one more framework called Eclipse Link. Nowadays, after Hibernate, Eclipse Link is doing well. Eclipse Link, guys. Right. Can be Muda Nata. Yes. Can be Muda Nata. Okay. Classes can be moved to IBATs framework for execution. Can be moved for IBATs framework for execution. Can be moved to what? Eclipse Link framework for execution. Right. I think you thoroughly enjoyed, guys. Okay. Non-invasive framework says to programmer. Non-invasive framework says to programmer, hey programmer, hey programmer, come to me, use me to develop the application. I know you don't leave me, don't leave me. Okay, if you want to live, if you want to live, you can still leave me. Still leave me, no problem. This is the attitude of Spring, guys. Spring says, hey programmer, come to me, use me to develop your application using ordinary classes. How many days you are comfortable with me, stay with me and you execute your code. The day you are not comfortable, do one thing. Take your classes, try to execute in other framework. Or do one thing. You keep your classes here only. Okay, at runtime, you are adding my libraries, nothing but jar file. You remove my libraries, Spring libraries with other framework libraries. Other framework library. You can execute your classes in another framework. You can execute same classes in a new framework. I hope you are getting my point, guys. Okay. Joining in the company without bond. Invasive what? Joining in the company with bond. Understanding? Okay. See, look at the confidence of non-invasive frameworks. They still give modern generation girl and boy. Modern generation girl and boy. Both are working, both are independent, both are earning. Okay, then definitely they have their own confidence, right? No one says, okay, no one beg, please stay with me, you are my life, without you I will die. This kind of statements are not coming from modern generation boy and girls. Yes or no, no? Because when both are confident, both are working, both are educated, right, boss? Right, boss. So shall we get into the discussions, guys? Yeah. Can you explain? Okay. Can you explain these classes? Can you explain these classes? Okay. Can you explain these classes? Okay. When I say non-invasive framework, Saurabh Shukla and others, look at what the classes you develop, not the ready-made classes. Are you listening? One more request, guys. One more request to everyone. I know there are some people who already know little bit about Spring. Whenever I give that statement, they are thinking in that perspective and confusing themselves. What you know little, that too of knowledge. Okay? So whenever I make a statement, you are unnecessarily repeating and confusing yourself. If possible, attend this session as if you don't know Spring. By keeping one thing in mind, you don't know anything in Spring. So that you will think in a right angle and I can inject subject in a right order. Otherwise, I say something, you assume something that will not sink and you will not listen further statement, you will think about your thinking only. If possible, try this. It definitely works out. Okay, guys. So hand over your brain to me. Empty brain to me. I will inject right subject in right order. Okay. Notes you need not to write, guys. Everyday paintbrush will be shared. Applications will be shared. PDFs will be prepared and will be shared. Come on. Lot of things will be given. Focus on listening, analyzing, and responding. Got it? Okay. Don't waste time on writing the notes, taking the screenshots. Nothing required. What I speak will be typed. What I develop will be shared. Everything will be in front of you. Because I practically believe sharing is caring. By sharing my content with you people, I'm indirectly caring you people, right? That is my policy. Right, guys? Yes. People are saying I'm not able to download from Facebook. Okay. We are going to create Google Classroom. There also we try to share, guys. Actually, anyone can open from Facebook also. Download, open. So our mobile also you can open. Yes, Paint application you have to use to open. Or Picasa application also you can use to open. And it's ordinary BMP file, Rabav. If you cannot open ordinary BMP file, problem in your computer, not problem with the problem with the format, because it's ordinary BMP file, paintbrush file. I mean, nowadays it's a PNG. Nowadays it's a PNG, right? Okay, right. In Facebook, your batch code is what? NTSPBMS 715. NTSPBMS 715. Okay. Everywhere it's opening. Then it's a paintbrush image, Babu. If paintbrush image is not opening, NTSP 715 is your batch code, guys. Naresh Technology Spring Boot Microservices 715 batch number. Okay, this is the code. This is the code. Right. Can you go for Pozo class? Pozy. Don't say Pozy interface, guys. Don't say Pozy interface. Pozy only, right? Why? Array I itself indicates interface, ra Babu. If you say Pozy interface, you are using the term interface twice. Interface Pozy, right? But Pozy interface is wrong. Protocol HTTP, right? HTTP protocol is wrong. And it's the last P itself protocol, RAM, my dear. The last P itself indicates what protocol. I hope you are getting my point. Okay. Super, guys. It's something like this. When Indian playing cricket, one blunder or mistake you will do in terminology. What you will say? Catch pakado. If you are a Hindi guy. If you are a Telugu guy, you will say catch pattuko. Yes or no, na? Am I audible, guys? Try to sit in proper network bandwidth area, please. Yes or no, na? We say catch pakado or catch pattuko, right? First of all, tell me what you mean by catch. Holding the ball. Pakado means what? Holding the ball. Why are you telling twice, Ram Babu? Why are you telling twice? You observe any foreigner, they say catch it. We are the only people we say catch pakado, right? They say catch it. We are say catch it. Catch pakado, catch pattuko. In different languages, we'll say different things. Okay, don't do that blunder by saying Pozy interface. Say interface Pozy, right? Say interface Pozy, but don't say Pozy interface. Say protocol HTTP, but don't say HTTP protocol. Got it my point? Okay. Next, Java Bean class. D. Bean class or component class. E. Okay. Spring Bean class. Spring Bean. That's enough. Okay. So my ultimate aim is introducing Spring Bean, Rabab. My ultimate aim is introducing Spring Bean. How it is different from other things. Oh, right. Shall we get into the discussion? Yeah, POSO class. Once this topic is over, we will get into Spring Basics programming. I'm preparing background to launch the programming. Got it? Are you enjoying the concept sessions, guys? Lots of people sees that concept is very boring. Okay, but am I making concept boring? And without concept, there is no coding, bros. Without concept, there is no coding. You have to give equal importance to concept along with the coding. Right. POSO class, guys. Yeah, what is POSO class? Plain old Java object class. Right. Plain old Java object class, guys. Tell me, guys. Okay, I'll tell one small thing here to understand the thing. You have gone to your school after 10 days. Sorry, not 10 days, 10 years. Okay. Yeah, as a fresher, as a 1 plus 2 plus candidate, these fundamentals are very important, boss. For fresher, they don't ask how to do advanced programming. They check whether your foundation is correct or not, whether your concepts are correct or not. Definitely, they will ask this kind of questions. So, because they feel without a foundation, you cannot do wonders in programming. So that's why be careful. See, let it be so many new features in Java, guys. If you go to interview, still they will ask the question, can you explain OOPS principles? That's a standard question, right? Before they ask question on Java 9 feature, Java 11 features, Java 8 feature, you are so experienced also, still you have to prepare for what? OOPS principle, especially encapsulation and abstraction. Because there your originality will come out, right? Okay. So let it be, guys. Everyone come back, come back. And you have gone to your school after 10 years. Certain things are not changed, guys. Certain things are really not changed. The way bell is hanged, the way notice boards are placed, the way certain things are there in the ground, still not changed. From so many years, they are continuing the same things. When you look at them in your mind or to your friend or to your teacher, you will say, same old bell, same old uh, blackboard, same old notice board, same old equipment in the ground. You will use the word same old, same old, same old or not. Yes or no? If teachers are not changed, same old teachers. Principle is not changed, same old principle. Come on. You will say like that or not, boss, my dear? Definitely you will say like that. Okay, guys. Similarly, you have come to advanced technologies, advanced programming in frameworks like Spring, Web Services, big names. But you are still developing class as what? Ordinary core Java style class. Ordinary core Java style class. Class without implementing framework API interfaces, technology API interfaces, class without extending from technology API classes, class without extending from framework API classes. Come on. Then you will feel I am developing plain old Java class, though I am working with advanced technologies. Yes or no? Na? Uh, the ordinary Java class without any specialities is called POSO class. Are you understanding my statement, guys? The ordinary Java class without any specialities is called Pozo class. The class, the class that is implementing, the class that is not implementing, okay, technology, technology API interfaces, the class that is not implementing technology API interfaces and not extending, watch 1 minute, technology comma framework API interfaces and not extending from framework API classes is called Pozo class. Okay. Most of the times, most of the times, we can compile Pozo classes by using JDK libraries. That means no need of special libraries, guys. jar files. Are you understanding my statement? And we will see practicals also now, Naina. Hemant, when coding starts, everything will happen through practicals, right? Okay. Let's try to understand the concept. Once concept is introduced, then coding comes into picture. Most of the time we can compile Pozo classes by using what? JDK libraries. That means, okay, there is no need of, there is no need of, okay, any, any technology specific or framework specific libraries in class path during the compilation of Pozo classes. Are you understanding my statement, guys? There is no need of adding. There is no need of adding any technology. I mean, our ordinary Java classes, na boss. Okay, guys. That's what I'm saying. Right, guys. Okay, again, I know that Pozo class is not against. Pozo class is not against of implementing interfaces or extending from classes. This is very much important. It is against of implementing framework or technology API interfaces. Technology API interfaces. And against of extending from technology specific classes. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Technology or framework specific classes. Is that clear, guys? Okay. Pozo class is not against of implementing interfaces or extending from classes. It is against of, this is very, very important. Are one ordinary class extending from another ordinary class. Any problem? Any problem, guys? No. One ordinary class implementing ordinary interface. Any problem? Okay. Let's try to look some samples, guys. Test. Class test. Tell me, test is a POSO class or not? Test is a POSO class or not? Come on. Yes. Is it not extending from any class? Array, if no super class is there, what is the default super class? Object class. Can we think about Java class without inheritance? No. Since it is extending from other class called object class, can we say it is not a POSO class? No, boss. It should not extend from technology or framework API classes. It should not implement what technology or framework API interfaces. Within core Java, within user-defined setup, it can extend from one with another, right? Please. Okay, guys. Class test implement. Class test implement Java X dot servlet dot servlet. Tell me, test is a POSO class, Test is not a POSO class. Is not a POSO class. Because okay, not a POSO class. It is Servlet API because it is implementing because it is implementing Servlet technology, Servlet technology API interface. Servlet technology API interface. Come on. Now tell me here, class. Array, basically our Servlet programming is invasive programming, Bob. Class test. Class test implements java.io.serializable. Please focus. Please focus. Now tell me, guys, test is a POSO class or not? Test is a POSO class or not? Array, it is a POSO class, Babu. Why, sir? Java.io.serializable is part of Java language API. Is it Servlet is Java language API? No. But serializable interface is part of Java language API, right now, boss? So that's why, can we call test is a POSO class or not? Test is POSO class because Java.io.serializable interface is part of Java Lang API. That means Java language API. Okay, guys. No, all packages are not Java, Babu. Okay, Java language APIs are Java language APIs are Java.lang and its sub packages. Java.lang in its sub packages, guys. Right. java.util and its subpackages. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Okay. Next, Java dot Java.util and its subpackages, guys. Next one. Okay. Next one is what? IO streams, reflection API, networking API. Next, collection API. All these are part of Java lang. AWT, Swing APIs. Oh, okay. AWT, Swing APIs, concurrency API, and etc. Please remember, all these are part of Java language only. As long as your class is what? Extending or implementing interfaces or classes of these packages, it is still called as POSO class. It is still called as POSO class. I hope you got the clarity, boss. Any confusion? Okay. Okay. Now I'll ask some more questions. Class test extends, class test implements java.sql.connection. Tell me, guys, Pozona, non-Pozona? Test is not a
Pozo.
test is not a Pozo class. Why? Why so, guys? Because java.sql.connection is part of JDBC technology API. JDBC is a technology or not, guys? JDBC is a technology or not? You have to think like that. Okay, boss. Class test implements java.rmi.remote, guys. java.rmi.remote. Okay. Test is not a POSO class because I'll avoid down technology. Outdated, but it's there. Clarity is coming now, boss. Okay. Class test extends from test 1. Class test extends from test 1. Here is class test 1. Class test 1. Tell me. Test comma test 1 are not POSO classes. Test comma test 1 are not POSO classes, guys. Test comma test 1 are not POSO classes. Are not are. I'm checking your are POSO classes, ra babu. Because test 1 is an ordinary class now, boss. Okay, both are POSO classes. Right, boss. Class test. Class test extends from test 1. Okay. Next, class test 1 extends from HTTP servlet class. HTTP servlet class. Tell me, test and test 1 POSO classes are not. Test and test 1 POSO classes are not. Come on. Note, guys. Test comma test 1 classes are not POSO classes. Why, guys? Array test is extending from test 1. Test 1 is extending from HTTP servlet. Test 1 is extending from HTTP servlet. What do you say, guys? What do you say, guys? Come on. Not POSO classes. Right, array test 1 is extending from test 1. Test 1 is extending from HTTP servlet. Indirectly, test also extending from HTTP servlet or not? Okay. Part of servlet technology API. API, guys. Nice, guys. Class test extends from test 1. Extends from test 1. Implements Java dot lang dot clonable. Posona, non-posona. Posona, non-posona. I want reply, Babu. Right or wrong, that does not matter. You should involve in the discussion. Yes. Okay. Test is POSO class. Test is POSO class. Extending from test to 1. Sorry. I forgot to give test to 1. Extending from test to 1, right? And a clonable belongs to what? Language package only. Language APIs only. Okay. Test is POSO class, guys. Extending from test 1 implements clonable interface. Clonable interface is part of Java language API, my dear. Okay. Extending from test 1. Array, Ocha, you are worried about test 1, huh? Class test 1. Now tell me. Happy, huh? Okay. Class test 1 is ordinary class over here. Array, class test 1 is an ordinary Java class, my dear. Concentrate. Class test. Here I have public void BM1 business method. BM1 business method. Here coding is there. Code using Hibernate API. Posona, non-posona. Inside the class method is there. In that method, I am writing code using Hibernate API. I am writing code using Hibernate API. Tell me. I'm simply writing code using Hibernate API. Posona, non-posona. Yeah, listen. It is POSO class. POSO class. Okay. POSO class with exception. With exceptional situation. Exceptional case. Because this POSO class cannot be compiled using JDK libraries. Using JDK libraries. But it is a POSO class. And a POSO class never worries about what is there inside. Cannot be. 1 minute. Cannot be. Class test, guys. Public wide business method 1. Code using Hibernate API. It is POSO class with exceptional case because this POSO class cannot be compiled using JDK libraries. Using JDK libraries. Are you with me, guys? Why, sir, here I am using Hibernate API, na? We must add Hibernate libraries to compile it. But in the starting, what I said, most of the time POSO class will be compiled by just adding JDK libraries, right? But here, this is exceptional case or not? But it is still POSO class because it is not extending or implementing what? Technology or framework specific classes and interfaces. Are you noticing it, guys? Are you noticing it, guys? Come on. This is one exceptional case, guys. Okay, class test. @entity. Hibernate annotation. Not only Hibernate, any other annotation also you can use. Hibernate annotation. Tell me, POSO class or not? POSO class or not? Yes, it's a POSO class. Yes, it's a POSO class. It is POSO class with exceptional case because this POSO class cannot be compiled using JDK libraries. Hibernate libraries are required or not required? Hibernate libraries. Libraries are required. Hibernate libraries are required. Convinced, my dear? Got the clarity, guys? I hope everyone understood these statements. Arey, @entity ra babu. @entity is annotation that is applied on the top of the class. Is your class extending from technology specific class? Is your class implementing technology specific interfaces? No. No means no. Got it? No. It is on the top of the class, it is there. That's why it is what? POSO class with exceptional cases. I hope you got it. Arey boss. Most of the non-invasive framework support POSO and POSI model programming. POSO and POSI model programming. That means POSO and POSI model programming. What do you mean by POSO and POSI model programming, guys? That means the developer develop classes and interfaces as ordinary classes and ordinary interfaces as part of application development programming. Simply as part of application development programming, he will develop everything as what? Yes. Are you getting my point? Ranjan Misra, I'm on the way to launch Java Bina. Okay, Srinivas, there is no annotation called @Sarlet. Correct your knowledge. Correct your knowledge. Are you getting my point? Yeah, this is very, very important, guys. Hare, Spring Hibernate are non-invasive framework because they support POSO and POSI model programming. Okay, now shall I start? What is POSI? Ordinary interfaces. Okay. Arey boss, listen guys. POSO class. Okay, now let's go for it, guys. Yeah, POSO class can have methods having business logics. Methods having business logic. Right. Understanding my statement? Okay, Srinivas is having one class set. I have a class having @web servlet annotation. And first of all, if you make @web servlet, class will not become servlet. Along with @web servlet, you should see that class either implementing servlet interface or extending from generic servlet class or extending from HTTP servlet class. Because of these three things, implementing servlet interface, extending from generic servlet, extending from HTTP servlet, because of those reasons, that class is not POSO class. That is servlet technology specific class. That is invasive class. Got it? Not because of @web servlet. Because if you just add @web servlet, class will not become servlet. Along with that, you should also implement servlet interface directly or indirect. Got it, guys? Okay. What is POSI, guys? Plain old Java interface. Plain old Java interface. An ordinary interface without any specialities. It does not take much time, guys, to understand. Without any specialities. The interface which is not extending from technology or framework API interfaces, which is not extending from technology technology or framework API interfaces. Are you understanding my point, guys? The interface which is not extending from technology or framework API interfaces. Super, guys. Okay. POSI is not against of extending from interfaces. It is against of extending from. Okay. Technology or framework API interfaces. Technology or framework API interfaces possible. Okay, now listen. Interface demo. Some method declaration. Tell me, demo is POSI or not? Demo is POSI or not? I want reply about. Okay. Interface demo. It does not take much time, guys. We'll conclude today only. Interface demo extends from okay java.io dot serializable. Tell me, demo is POSI or not? Demo is POSI. Interface demo extends from servlet interface javax dot servlet interface. POSIA non-POSIA. Demo is not a POSI. Clarity is coming or not? Array, I'm doing all this thing to launch what is Spring Bean. Okay, be careful. Don't think about other things now. Just concentrate on this. Interface demo extends from demo 1. Interface demo extends from demo 1. Interface demo 1. Tell me. Interface demo 1. Demo 1. Demo 1 are POSIs. Past PS not sorry, plural is POSIs. Plain old Java interfaces, right? Interface demo extends from demo 1. Yes, guys. Next. Interface demo 1 extends from java.rmi.remote. Tell me, guys, POSIA non-POSIA? Demo 1 demo 1 are non. Okay, are not POSIs, guys. Are not POSIs. Interface demo